On March 25, 1911, the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire claimed 146 lives, prompting significant reforms in labor laws and workplace safety standards across the United States. Circa 1919, Zierikzee emerged as a popular beach destination in South Holland, attracting visitors seeking relaxation and seaside enjoyment in the post-war era. In 1952, the funeral of Eva Perón, the beloved Argentinian activist and First Lady, drew over 3 million mourners, reflecting her profound impact on the nation. The photo Im Schneetunnel auf den Findnik, taken during the White War of World War I, highlights the extreme conditions and challenges faced by soldiers in the icy Alpine front. In 1928, a girl in a Halloween costume in Ontario, Canada, highlighted the province's rich cultural heritage, where the Scottish tradition of guising was first documented in North America. In 1904, Apache leader Geronimo was photographed driving a Ford automobile, symbolizing the remarkable transition of Native American leaders into modernity while embracing new technologies. In the 1920s, children in the United Kingdom received ultraviolet light treatment for rickets, reflecting early medical efforts to combat vitamin D deficiency and improve public health. In 1954, Marilyn Monroe posed by an H-19 helicopter during her USO tour in Korea, captivating troops with her charm and bringing a touch of glamour to the war zone. In 1950, Hugo Gernsback, known as the inventor of television glasses, showcased his visionary ideas, blending science fiction with early technology and paving the way for future innovations in visual media. The last photograph of Lenin, taken in May 1923, just months before his death, poignantly captures the leader with his doctor and sister, reflecting his declining health and the impending end of an era in Soviet history. This circa 1921 photo depicts a power plant mechanic inside a coal-fired steam boiler, illustrating the hazardous labor behind early 20th century electrification when industrial safety standards were minimal and coal dependency dominated energy production. This 1930 photo shows an Empire State Building worker on a crane during its 13-month construction, as laborers built 4.5 floors weekly with scant safety to surpass the Chrysler Building as the world's tallest structure amid the Great Depression. This 1917 photo shows the stern of ice-class battleship Hyuga during construction at Mitsubishi's shipyard, featuring twin 356mm gun turret bases and Parsons turbines with coal-fired boilers, later modernized in the 1930s for the IJN's decisive battle doctrine. In 1952, a United States Navy pilot mistakenly landed on the British aircraft carrier HMS Eagle, highlighting the challenges of naval operations and international cooperation during the Cold War era. The inaugural Miss Universe pageant in 1952, held in Long Beach, California, showcased contestants from 30 countries celebrating beauty and cultural diversity amid the post-war optimism of the early 1950s. In 1958 Moscow, it was common for parents to leave babies to sleep outside in cold weather, a practice believed to strengthen their immune systems and promote better health during the post-war era. In approximately 1936, a mysterious photograph captured in Washington, D.C. was humorously labeled "No Caption," leaving viewers to speculate about its context and the untold stories behind the image, reflecting the era's intrigue and ambiguity. In 1946, photographer Todd Webb captured a vibrant street scene at LaSalle and Amsterdam Avenue in New York, showcasing the post-war energy and urban life as the city began to thrive again, filled with hope and renewal. On August 9, 1910, New York City Mayor William J. Gaynor was shot in the neck while boarding a ferry, an assassination attempt that shocked the nation and highlighted the dangers faced by public officials during a tumultuous political era. In 1936, a worker precariously hung from Thomas Jefferson's eye on Mount Rushmore, capturing the monumental effort and artistry involved in the iconic sculpture, which symbolized American ideals and the nation's history. In 1945, as part of post-war reparations, German women were forced to repave the streets of Prague, symbolizing the harsh consequences of wartime aggression. Between 1915 and 1918, a mesh barrier suspended from balloons was deployed over London to shield the city from German bombers, proving to be an effective defense mechanism as the barriers extended for an impressive 50 miles. In the late 1930s, Ab Jenkins was photographed sitting inside his iconic Mormon Meteor on the Bonneville Salt Flats, where he set numerous speed records, showcasing both his driving prowess and the innovative engineering of the era. On March 21, 1902, in Hull, Quebec, Canada, Stanislas Lacroix stood on the gallows awaiting execution by hanging for the brutal murders of his wife and an elderly man, as onlookers watched from nearby telephone poles, highlighting the grim public spectacle of capital punishment at the time. A digitally repaired postcard from the 1920s showcases the Berthoud Pass Inn in Colorado, capturing the charm of this historic lodge around 1925 to 1928, a popular destination for travelers seeking the scenic beauty of the Rocky Mountains. On July 22, 1917, an aerial reconnaissance photograph captured the grim reality of trench warfare in France, revealing the deadly stalemate at Lucen-Gohel and Hulluch.ao of Lucas's voice, calm, cruel, and eerily convincing, still haunts every cold case left in his wake. In 1936, a devastating fire engulfed Great Britain's iconic Crystal Palace, a remarkable cast iron and plate glass structure originally constructed for the Great Exhibition of 1851, symbolizing the height of Victorian engineering and innovation. The wreck of the ship George Roper at Point Lonsdale in 1883, captured by Fred Krueger, serves as a haunting reminder of maritime peril and the treacherous waters along Australia's coast. The aftermath of the Halifax explosion on December 6, 1917, devastated the city, killing nearly 2,000 people and leaving thousands more injured and homeless, marking one of the largest man-made explosions in history. Alfred Stieglitz's 1893 photograph, Winter on Fifth Avenue, captures the serene beauty of New York City blanketed in snow, showcasing his pioneering role in American photography and the urban landscape. This 1923 photograph by Edward Curtis captures a Hupa man spearfishing on the Trinity River, showcasing traditional salmon harvesting techniques practiced for millennia in northwestern California before dams and settlers disrupted indigenous lifeways. In the 1890s, Shiraz, Iran, witnessed the brutal execution of political prisoners by cannon, a grim reflection of the harsh penalties imposed by the Qajar regime to suppress dissent and maintain control. In 1890, the telephone tower in Stockholm, Sweden, stood as a remarkable feat of engineering, housing 5,000 individual lines before the advent of bundled cables, illustrating the early challenges of expanding communication networks. On March 9, 1941, the Italian submarine Velella sent greetings from the Atlantic Ocean, symbolizing the strategic naval operations of World War II as it patrolled the waters amid the escalating conflict. In January 1910, Paris experienced devastating floods, with the Seine overflowing its banks, submerging the Quai des Grands Augustins and Rue Gilles-le-Coeur, disrupting daily life and prompting a massive emergency response. In 1942, a harrowing photograph captured Polish prisoners moments before their execution by the German SS in Thuringia, a brutal act of retaliation for the killing of German policeman Alban Gottwald, who had previously inflicted severe violence on a Polish detainee, reflecting the tragic cycle of oppression during World War II. In April 1945, as the war neared its end, German concentration camp commandant Adolf Wilhelms was executed in Poland, forced to confront his past as an executioner of Polish prisoners at the Byers factory in 1939. In 1931, a photograph captured Lavrenti Beria holding Joseph Stalin's daughter, Svetlana, with Stalin and Nestor Lakoba in the background, highlighting Beria's prominent position within the Soviet regime, despite his notorious reputation as a murderer and sexual predator during his leadership of the NKVD. On September 14, 1939, Polish civilians watched with a mix of fear and resignation as German forces entered the city of Gdynia, marking a significant moment in the invasion of Poland that would lead to widespread devastation. On April 29, 1945, survivors in Dachau confronted an SS guard captured by United States troops, while American soldiers in the background executed other camp guards, reflecting the chaos and intense emotions following the liberation of the concentration camp. On December 8, 1938, the German aircraft carrier Graf Zeppelin was launched at the Deutsche Werke shipyard in Kiel, symbolizing Germany's ambitions to expand its naval power and project military strength prior to World War II. On June 11, 1944, the destroyer USS Bush was photographed off the Mare Island Naval Shipyard in California, showcasing the Measure 32 camouflage scheme designed to enhance its concealment during the World War II naval operations. At the outset of the Spanish Civil War in 1936, nationalist troops advanced through the outskirts of Madrid with fixed bayonets, marking a pivotal moment in a conflict that would reshape Spain's political landscape and lead to years of violence and division. In a 1930s meeting, Italian dictator Benito Mussolini and Cardinal Eugenio Pacelli, later Pope Pius XII, discussed the Catholic Church's role in Mussolini's regime, reflecting their strategic alliance.